Chapter 3, The Fall of Atlantis and the Rise of Khem. In the crescendo of our civilization's symphony, amidst the brilliance that bathed Atlantis, the subtle dissonance of discord began to resonate. The harmonious balance that had been our guiding principle started to waver, as some among us, intoxicated by the power at our fingertips, began to diverge from the path of wisdom and stewardship. This erosion of spiritual integrity was the harbinger of our downfall, the first whisper of the storm that would sweep Atlantis into the annals of legend. The misuse of our sacred sciences, the manipulation of natural laws for selfish ends, and the increasing discord among the populace created ripples in the cosmic fabric that could not be ignored. It was as if Atlantis had sounded a clarion call of warning to the universe, a plea answered by the very forces that had nurtured our ascent, the celestial cycles, those grand arcs of time and space that govern the ebb and flow of cosmic energies. They aligned in such a way that Atlantis found itself at the heart of a cosmic reckoning. It was not punishment that the universe meted out, but a correction, an attempt to realign the wayward path we had tread. Nature, in her infinite wisdom and boundless capacity for both creation and destruction, unleashed her forces upon us. The seas rose in their might, not in anger but in obedience to the cosmic balance that had been disturbed. Earthquakes, floods, and tempests of unprecedented fury were visited upon Atlantis, a physical manifestation of the spiritual turmoil that had taken root within our hearts. In what seemed like a single breath of the cosmos, Atlantis was no more. Our towering spires, our libraries of sacred knowledge, our temples of light, all were swept away, leaving behind only echoes in the collective psyche of humanity. I was incarnate during the final days of Atlantis, a witness to the cataclysm that reshaped the world. High in my airship, I saw the oceans rise, the earth tremble, and the skies darken above and lash at my craft with the fury of nature unleashed. I felt the pain of a civilization that had lost its way, the anguish of a people who had strayed from the path of wisdom and harmony. But with destruction, there always comes renewal. The fall of Atlantis was not the end, but a new beginning, a chance for humanity to rise from the ashes of its past, to remember the wisdom that had been lost, and to reclaim its place among the stars. In the aftermath of the great cataclysm that saw Atlantis swallowed by the depths, I found myself wandering, a steward of lost wisdom amidst a world reborn from water and tumult. Unfettered by the confines of time, my essence crossed the cosmic expanse, drawn to a land that pulsed with the promise of a new dawn. This was Khem, the fertile crescent cradled by the Nile, a canvas awaiting the brushstrokes of the divine. It is through my voice that this tale unfolds, a chronicle of rebirth and enlightenment sown in the heart of ancient Egypt. Upon my arrival in the land of Khem, my entrance was anything but subtle. Descending from the skies in an airship, a marvel of Atlantean craft unknown to this new world, My presence immediately drew the attention of the children of Khem. Primitive in their ways and unacquainted with the wonders of my technology, they greeted me not with curiosity but with hostility, their weapons raised in a futile gesture of defiance against what they could not comprehend. Standing before them, an emissary from a bygone era, I raised my hand, not in threat, but in demonstration of a power born of understanding, not divine whimsy. In an instant, their weapons dematerialized, evaporating into the ether from whence they came, while their warriors found themselves rooted to the ground, immobilized by an invisible force. In that moment, in their awestruck eyes, I saw the birth of a myth. I transcended mortality in their minds, becoming a god among men. Yet, this was not my intent, for I am but a traveler through the eons. Akin to you, dear reader, our paths are not so different, save for the length of the journey we have each undertaken. Let me then correct the misconceptions and lead you further down the path of our shared history, a narrative woven from the threads of esoteric knowledge that I have gathered across my travels. The land of Khem, as it was known to its inhabitants, was a fertile crescent cradled by the Nile, a river that flowed with the lifeblood of the earth. It was a land of abundance, a sanctuary for the children of the sun, who toiled under its golden gaze to cultivate the bounty that sustained their civilization. The people of Khem were not unlike the Atlanteans in their reverence for the divine, in their pursuit of knowledge, and in their yearning for the stars. They were a people of great wisdom, who had inherited the legacy of the space-born masters, and who sought to honor the teachings that had been passed down through the ages. In the aftermath of my dramatic arrival, the land of Khem, ripe with potential yet ensnared in the grip of its own primitiveness, lay before me as a canvas awaiting the stroke of enlightenment. Bearing the torch of Atlantean wisdom, my task was not to rule but to illuminate, to lift the people of Khem from the shadows of ignorance into the light of understanding.